What do we think about that? Hello. I would clip this on my shirt, but it's filmy, so I'm not doing that. What's up? It's been a while since I really like sat here and like kind of tried to do something with this. I'm not. I've been so busy lately, and now I finally feel like I have some time to like kind of get this going again. And yeah, so let's start by going off of I am a college graduate. Let's see, okay. Please do not make fun of my nails. They look really horrible right now. Like that's just we're gonna have to deal. Anyway, I have been enjoying the post grad life. I have been doing everything in my power to kind of distract from job search, which I will get into in a second. But as of right now, I am just living life. And I graduated May 20th, and I feel so light. I don't know what it is about education and like the validation of actually achieving what you said you were going to do 4 years ago. I have a degree in molecular neuroscience. Feel me? Like, don't ever call me uneducated again, girl. Spell molecular neuroscience. Thank you. With a minor in biology. I can't wait until my actual like degree comes in. I only have the holder, which I also think is stupid. Hey, why do we have people graduate and then only give them the holder? If y'all don't stop being lazy and put the degree, first off, we have to apply first. No, no, no. Let's get into it because we have to apply first. And then get the degree. You know what? Maybe that's because like you don't know if you're actually going to pass the classes or not. But my thing is though, like just make it invalid until they actually, you know what I mean? Like, or withhold it. There you go. Withhold it until. Well, I think that's actually what they're doing right now. So let's scratch all of this. Actually, never mind. I still think it's stupid because girl, I passed all my classes. Anyway, I'm so proud of myself. That's one thing I wanted to really, really put out there. I'm so proud of myself. And I actually don't think it's sunk in really how I am a 22-year-old Black woman with a molecular neuroscience degree. Like, that's insane to say. And I look like this. You know, like I'm not this put together like girl. I am so immensely proud of myself. And you know what I didn't notice? It's like I want to say it's literally like 25% of Black women actually have like a bachelor's degree. Hold on. Let's fact check this. I saw a TikTok of someone else saying that they joined the 20% of Hispanic women who have a bachelor's degree. And I was like, it's really that low for like people of color. Um, so let's fact check bachelor degree women, Black women statistic. I just think it's really crazy. Okay, so it says I don't know if I want to look at the. I hate that Google has AI now. Like, girl, I just want a website, baby. Like nothing more, nothing less. The post secondary. I don't even know what is true and what isn't because I'm seeing a lot of things and from a lot of years. Today, the share of young women in the United States with a college degree has skyrocketed to 47%, compared to the 37% of young men, according to a new study from the Pew Research Center. The increasing gender gap between bachelor's degree holders in America was found across every major racial group, with the largest race gender gap found among Black Americans. Today, roughly 38% of young Black women have earned a college degree compared to just 26% of Black men. 3 decades ago, 16% of Black men and only 14% of Black women held a bachelor's degree. Roughly 38% of young Black women have earned a college degree, and 26% of Black men have earned a college degree as of right now. I'm not sure, it doesn't have the years, but that's crazy. Even like 38%. And obviously there's so much that goes into that, right? Because majority of that I'm going to highball, or excuse me, spitball here is more of like the financial risk of that, right? It's so draining trying to financially support yourself by your own means. I'm lucky enough to not have that problem. My parents were able to fund the things that I do, right? And academically, I could never thank them more for that. What? Like, what do you mean only 26% of black men have a degree? If I listen, if you don't have one source of somebody telling you to go to school, go to school. And I know it's so just go to school, but it doesn't need to be these major colleges, right? Go to your community college, take a class, get educated, read books. Even if you can't do it, get a book. And I know this is so, about that, but we are at such a place in life where if you don't have a degree, it's a problem. And I say to tie that into the job search that I'm going through right now. Now, again, it's only the 29th. I graduated the 20th. And I had been looking prior, but even then it's just a lot. The thesis of it all, the conference of it all, the whatever of college and finishing it, right? I wasn't looking seriously, but now I am. And I notice a lot of the jobs, especially that I want to do at least in research, let's just say in general, I feel like talking to my nursing friends, my IT friends, my psychology friends, like there's three things, right? And I'm part of one of them, which is going and getting a master's degree. Half of my friends are going back to school in the fall to go and pursue something else, right? Another degree. Me, I'm pursuing a master's degree in neuroscience. It's becoming the next step. And this is obviously strategic. And you could say conspiracy, Facebook moment. You got gypped, she's gypped. No, I'm merching it. Master's degree is the next step, I feel like, in the mandatory you need, right? Because when you get out of college, you know that first off, let's start here. Hey, you're paying 60K a year and you want me to have 5+ years of experience for an entry level job. Are you out of your fucking mind? No shade, but are you out of your mind? Like, and again, you got to be in the love. You got to be in this for the love of the game, girl. I want to do research. I want to work in a lab. They don't get paid a lot. I'm doing it because that is what I like to do. I love being in lab. I think it's one of the funnest things for me. I would not pursue what I wanted to do. If I really wanted to go the doctor route, I would have done it. I could do it. I could study for the MCAT right now and then apply next year for med school. I don't want to. Shout out McDreamy, Derek Shepard for inspiring me for real to go and tackle neurosurgery. I wanted to do that at first, but then I was like, I went to college. That's number one. I went to college and I realized that I have so much more love for the research of it all, the lab of it all, right? Not just going and cutting people open, which I think is crazy and cool and amazing that people are able to do that and you can do the things that neurosurgeons do, but I like going into the basement and cutting stuff up, putting it in a pipette, putting it in the centrifuge and seeing what's going on, doing assays, doing whatever, yada, yada, yada. I like that. That's what I want to do. And again, it don't pay well, girl. It really doesn't. And me looking at the job searches, baby, it don't pay that good. You got to be in it for the love of the game. Okay. And I knew if I pursued med school, I wouldn't be in it for the love of the game. So I got to leave it alone. As much as it would set me for life if I really decided and pursued that, I wouldn't be in it for the love of the game. I know that I wouldn't. It's why I'm not doing it. But to go back to what I was saying, when you see these entry levels jobs requiring you to have, the minimum requirements will be bachelor's degree experience, whatever. And then they'll say preferred qualifications, master's, PhD, 5+ years, 3+ years, work studies. And it'll, again, entry level job. What are you talking about? Like, you're like, what are you talking about? And also, let's throw in another wrench into that. It will be for reasons of, and I'm again spitballing here, because they don't want to train you. That's number one. But they're going to train you anyway because every company is going to want something done a certain way, especially if you're working for an industry or a company. This is an academia where you could be doing your own self-guided research and you really just do need to know how to do it, right? But even then you're mentored, right? So someone, you can ask for help. You're going to be part of a lab team. But then in the fucking description, it'll be, this is ideal for people who want experience. So how am I supposed to get the experience if I need the experience to get the experience? What are we talking about? It's such a weird experience looking and seeing the job market right now because you hear all the things that are happening with that. You hear all of the, oh, you need this, you need that, it's horrible, da 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 da, recession indicator, oh, da, 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 it's very true. It's very true, and I didn't doubt it when I first heard it because obviously if you're looking at the state of where we at in an economy, in a work field, in a you can't overlook it. You can't overlook what's happening, what people are saying, what people are going through unless you have security in it, right? It's very, 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 very weird to see all of what's happening right now. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping that I'm able to, get where I want to be at. But that's another thing that I fear when I say, or not fear, but feel right now when I say that I'm light. I have, and this is me just talking at this point, I feel like now that I have my degree, I am so mindfully powerful, whether that be in intelligence, resilience, confidence, awareness, and my ability to build on all of those things. I know that I took 4 years of some of the hardest classes I've ever taken in my life, put in the work, went to the library, read books, expanded my mind, was held accountable to open my actual ears and learn different things. And I was able to do it and I came out successful. And through this year, I see myself opening up new avenues, closing down things that I know aren't for me, allowing myself the space to grow, allowing myself the space to hold practices. And when I say practices, is my creative endeavors. I don't feel bad that I've been gone for a month. I just did I was busy, and now I'm not. So I'm back. I used to hold myself in a strict way where I was not allowed to step out of line, take time to pause, take time to ponder. I was always right. There's a fine line that I realized between my confidence and arrogance, and I have a grand deal of both. And my arrogance was taking over the fact that I know I'm smart, I know I have the drive, but just because I have that doesn't mean that I know every fucking thing, right? And I have to still, to this day, calm myself down. I don't know everything. I don't need to take everything that seriously. And it is what it is. And then I come here and I talk. And I try to do my best. That's all I can do is try to do my best, and it'll have to work out because it's worked out so far with me doing my best. It's taken some time. I've cried. I've been so anger filled. I've crashed. And I've built myself back up. I've maintained certain relationships and I've let them go. I'm allowing myself the ability to reclaim what is mine. I am allowed to pursue education and not feel bad about it. I won't lie, I hate that the financial burden of it all is what makes it such a classist moment to say that, because it is another person's my experience to think of themselves as being selfish for pursuing an education, because it is such a financial burden, and our government and under the current administration is not helping. They've actually made it worse, and I'm prepping myself right now to be like, you know what, it is what it is. You're going to get through it. It's going to be hard, but we're going to do it, because to me, and what I've learned, is the biggest payout is education. I don't regret any of my college classes that I've taken. I've learned a great deal. I've met amazing people at my past university, and I am very excited to connect with newer people, pursue those relationships. It is imperative for me to highlight the fact that I have been living such a boring life until this semester. Oh man, my life has been so boring because I've been doing so much this semester that I'm like, girl, what was I doing before? And one of those things is I went to a whole bunch of concerts. I've always been a concert person, so that's not one of the things that I've always missed on. One thing about me, I'm going to at least one concert a year, girl, and I have. But let's just say this. I always felt bad about it. I always like, oh, I got class. No, girl. I've been living my best life. Yesterday, we went to Beyonce. Me and my friend went to Beyonce. Beyonce! I love Beyonce. And I want to talk about that because it ties into everything that I just talked about when it comes to jobs, America, what we perceive, what we don't know, what we think we do and we don't. And you just got to sit down sometimes and listen. The messages behind Cowboy Carter, phenomenal job, Beyonce. Phenomenal job. Whoever was also helping her with the creative design of everything. I mean, oh man, you have to go see the show. I mean, there's a certain point where you have to be like, wow, the message here. And it's so easy for the message to just. I was talking to my friend about this actually today, because if you don't live that life, if you don't know anyone who does live that life, you don't understand, you don't get it. Same thing with the people saying that Cowboy Carter didn't deserve Album of the Year. And I say that as someone who wanted Eternal Sunshine to win. I don't remember if it was nominated or not, but I loved Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine. I wanted that to win, but I understand the absolute magnificent and detail oriented project that was Cowboy Carter on the expectations of what is perceived as yours when it's not. You saw so many people refusing to acknowledge that Cowboy Carter was a country album, that it really was what country is, and it had so many elements. And then you have certain people trying to tell you what a genre is. But how can you tell me what a genre is when my people were the ones who created it, right? You refuse to acknowledge certain people and they have to fit a certain mold for you to acknowledge them when you don't even know what you're really looking for, right? You hear these, certain people talk about, oh, well, there's just certain elements that she doesn't have. What would she know about it? What do you know about it? You no shade. You listen to Morgan Wallen. Get you back to God's country, girl. Because my country, God's country for me, and this is someone from the South, born in Atlanta, Georgia, raised in Houston, Texas, family from Louisiana, and I'm not talking I'm talking backwater, waterproof. What do y'all know about that? You feel me? Y'all don't really know what that is. The whole thing is literally, I asked, do y'all know what chitlins are? Do y'all know what chitlins are, bro? If you didn't wake up and know your entire your entire mood is ruined because grandpa in the kitchen cleaning the chitlins out and the whole house is rank, girl, you can't talk to me about what you think country is. So you hunt, okay, anybody can go do that. You don't know. How would you know? And even then, there's different types of country. And when you talk about what black country is, that's what Cowboy Carter is. A black southern experience. And then you saw people talking about she's spreading propaganda. Do you know the type of propaganda that she's going for? Because it's not pro America, baby. You feel me? To me, if that's what you gathered, you didn't listen. You didn't listen. You didn't listen. There was a specific point message that she had flashing across the screen during the multitude of montages of just black, black, black. It was such a joyful moment to see black people being celebrated, especially at a big venue where you see a lot of black faces. One of the messages was, and I don't know the correct, like the specific terms, but it was more of just never beg for something that you already own or something like that. Never beg for something that you already own or something that was already yours, right? And when you put that in the context of Cowboy Carter, why would I ask for your recognition in something that you don't even know, right? You didn't create this. She had such a great way of displaying the hypocrisy that people have. And also, I played you at your own game because she won Album of the Year for the album that everyone said sucked. It didn't amount to blah, 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 right? She's gonna do it every time, girl. And that was my first time experiencing. I've never been to a Beyonce concert. Her performing Renaissance as well. She had a section montage of ballroom scenes and things like that. And I cannot wait for Act 3 because to see Renaissance, Cowboy Carter, and hopefully manifesting the rock album, okay, the rock album, critically acclaimed genres that are all heavily, heavily black influenced that have been reclaimed for someone else, right? To see all of that in one show, because I'm hoping she tours for that Act 3 as well. To see all of those in one show, I can't wait. I mean, that's the joke right there. That's the joke right there. I can't wait. Even though I know Twitter warriors, they're warming up their hands for when she announces that Act 3 is a rock album so that they can say, what does she know? What does she know about rock? Girl, you listened to Metallica and decided that you knew everything about rock. Sit down. Sit down, girl. Sit down. And to me, it really is just like one of those things where you can't claim to know music and then refuse to acknowledge the culture behind it. You cannot claim to be a music connoisseur, you listen to all genres, and yet you cannot realize where all influences must be paid due, right? You just can't. And you also cannot say that you know music and then refuse to realize that music is all about the versatility of it. The same way that you took this genre and tried to reclaim it as something as it is not inherently different than someone saying that's not really true. This is what it is. This is my version of it. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to rock it. And then you say that's not right. Well, I could say the same thing about you. All music is versatile. It's all subjective because it's art. However, just because it's subjective does not mean that there's not an objective influence, right? We can all pinpoint people who have taken influences from major artists, Michael Jackson, Prince, Queen, right? Kiss, Pierce the Veil, Fallout Boy. There's so many levels. Lady Gaga. I mean, Freddie Mercury is all. There's so many people just off of Freddie Mercury alone where you could just be like, okay, nachos, 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 nachos. You tried the nachos. Feel me? Even if you want to go the rap scene, right? Kanye West. That even now, let's go even further, right? The Brat, Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj at this point, Remy Ma, Foxy Brown. Like, there's just a lot of, Nas, Jay Z, Tupac, Biggie. There's a lot of things that you just cannot erase. Objectively, the people that I just named are stars and major influences for people who rap now, for people who sing now, for people who are in bands now. That is an objective fact. Now, if you were to take certain things from them and then try to rebrand them as something else and say, oh, I don't really like it, oh, I really like that, then that becomes subjective. But you cannot say that this is inherently not that when that's what it is, because that's what the influence is from. Now, turn that all around and put Cowboy Carter in that. For you as a white artist to tell me what country music is, I'm gonna laugh in your face. You wouldn't know. Or maybe, you know what? Let me say this. You as a white country fan cannot tell a black country fan what is and what isn't country, because your entire genre is based off of black people and their black influences. So what are you talking about? The genre itself is not something that can be objectively ignored of the influence of what originated, right? Same with rock. Same with a lot of music, rap. Same thing with what Tyler was saying. I feel like Tyler and what was his name, Ian. I don't listen to Ian, but I'm not necessarily saying that he can't do what he does, right? But I also think that like inherently you can't just say that you like rap music, you make it, and then be like, oh, but I don't really think so what da 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 wooty woo said whatever he said about it. Like certain things when it comes to art, you cannot be subjective. And that usually boils down to the culture and the originators of that culture. Now, to pivot off of that, amazing concert and amazing messages and amazing thoughts. It influenced so much. This is why I really got up here today. That's my thoughts on that. Shout out Cowboy Carter. Cannot wait for the rock star era of her, and hopefully manifesting a job for me, manifesting great things, but keeping the peace as well. And on that note, chat, I will see you later.